That's funny. I had the mic on in the bathroom.
Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome back.
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody?
Peyton Milton, good brother Ali, Sifu Lester Holmes,
Right
with
back at you,
Tai
family.
Chi 360.
You're...
We are here today to talk about a very broad and widely sought after topic, centering yourself. And this topic actually came across on our platform based on the term that's thrown around quite often in the spiritual world, balance. Now it's an interesting note that comes up quite often about balance and balancing yourself. And it seems pretty apparent, maybe it's just self-evident to me, that balance is absolutely a spiritual topic that has almost no spiritual or purely spiritual approach. You almost invariably have to do something physical or train yourself mentally or fix your emotional state somehow in order to achieve spiritual balance. So I know good brother Ali was talking to us about taking care of our wrists earlier, and I know for me, I need to be a little bit more physical with my spiritual approach. They have a saying, it's if you want to be more spiritual, do something physical. If you want to be more physical, do something spiritual. And it's pretty true from what I can tell.
Well, it seems like to me, and this is just my opinion and my opinion only, from all the teachings that I've had, everything comes together as one to create that spirituality. And you develop that over a period of time.
A 360-degree approach, huh?
Exactly. You do it every day for quite some time. You'll start noticing your spirituality opening more. And, the more you do it, but there's a lot of aspects that goes along with that,
Come on in, family.
Did you gong us in?
No. I should, though.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
gong 'em
that
in
thing.
anyway.
Yeah, you done got me trained to that, baby. I like it.
Yeah, I was going to gong them in. Never too late. Especially after that.
Oh, interesting.
Confident messages,
Well,
stronger
that's not
essays
supposed
That's
to
a
happen.
gong.
to help you and your
Oh yeah, that's not supposed to happen for sure.
Gong that out.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. I had to
Gong her out. Gong that baby out.
okie dokie.
Come on in, family. Talking about balance. Talking
Yes.
about balance.
Yes.
And I like that segue that Brother Peyton gave. How he talked about physical approach.
Well, you also got to have the equal balance of internal and external.
That's true.
Right.
To create that equal balance, to get that spiritual aspect going. First of all, a lot of people who are body workers, let's say, you need to take care of your body first. That's one of the main things that will keep you going. There's several different things that can be done, but you balance the outside, keep it flexible, but you also must balance the internal. And there's where you have Qigong, also along with herbal formulas of different kinds that you would like to help create that equal balance. There's herbs out there that will help you to reach your spirituality just by taking them. But you got to create that balance internally and externally. And that to me is what creates your spirituality. For me, it did. Let's put it that way. I'm just speaking for myself. That is what made me reach different levels of spirituality. And everybody has what I call gifts that is locked within you. The balancing will actually open those gifts up and you'll learn it. But a lot of people, when they start with this and they open up these gifts, they're scared. They don't know what to do. Why did I see that, or why did this happen? Embrace it, love it, and explore it, because it's only going to take you to another level of spirituality within yourself.
You know why they run away from it, brother? It's because it's not socially normal. So that it feels, it doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do. It's looked at as if it's being strange. So people go away from that because it's not socially norm.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like everybody follows everybody. We don't.
Right.
We have our own path that we live. We don't follow other people. Well, the president said we got to do this, or my boss says I got to do this, or whatever. You create your own life. You help to balance your own life. Once you learn these things, then you create it. You'll become it. From all the trainings that I have had with my first Sifu, who was a Taoist, he taught me many different things, but it's a whole complete system.
Yeah.
With the body, that's what makes it balanced, and that's what makes that spirituality grow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I love it. Yeah, thank you. I actually stumbled across my spiritual training on complete accident. It was cool. I met a Qigong teacher, and I had been struggling with anxiety for a few years at this point, and he walked me through the same form like 3 different times over the span of a couple months. And on the 3rd time, I just memorized it. I actually kind of drilled him. I was like, okay, how do I do this better? How do I do this? What about this one? And I really took it because it looked martial artsy. It was a Dragon Blood Tiger Chi form. So I took that, and I started replacing my martial arts training with it, and then accidentally had a Qigong vision. Yeah,
oh, wow.
I know. So I accidentally stumbled into Qigong. Oh, whoa! You can train yourself to be psychic? Holy shit! Yeah, that was awesome. And I don't think I would have had such an easygoing, accidental almost, and beautiful, surprising experience if I didn't first have some of the mental training to balance all of that out.
Right.
And I'm specifically talking about neuro-linguistic programming, which we actually practice here at Tai Chi 360 a lot. All right, I don't know if you guys have heard us talk about strongs or stronglies or the long strong, but that's what we call days and months now. We don't even know what weeks are anymore because we're only strong. That's some really deep group neuro-linguistic programming we've got practicing here, but that's more or less an introduction to NLP, the mental approach to training yourself and your emotions. It's actually pretty easy. I can teach you guys right here as long as you listen to me for the next 120 seconds about. So anytime you have a negative thought or emotion arise, your brain automatically associates it with imagery. If the imagery is up close and colorful, then it means that your psychology is affected more profoundly than if it's not. What you do is you take that imagery, you make it smaller, you play with your imagination, you make it smaller, you bleed the color out of it, and you hit it like a home run out of the park, or like send it flying off into space. The algorithm is the same though. You want to take away its power, make it smaller, make it farther away, zoom out from it, take the color away first maybe, and then send it away. And you're going to have to do this 20 times a day for the next 20 days, likely. And if it comes back, do it again, do it again, do it again. But that was what I did for a few months actually on and off, practice my diligence before my Qigong training. And so when I did start the Qigong training, I didn't have that same barrier that I think most people hit, which is, am I really doing what I think I'm doing? I just had faith.
Right.
I just had faith, and I believed in it, and I believed that whether or not I was doing a good job at what I was supposed to be doing or thought I was doing didn't matter, as long as, my intentions were that I got the effects that I was supposed to get from it, and I was doing the work for the effects.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. So the physical, mental, and emotional training seem to stop in the Western world at emotional. We seem to view as emotions as things to be treated by medicine instead of to be trained with our brains. Do you have any 2 cents on that one, Sifu?
That's interesting. I like how you dropped that. Absolutely. I like that. Say that again. Let them hear that.
Yeah.
Because that's so true.
Yeah, sure. It seems like our emotions in the Western world are taught to us to be viewed as something to be treated, like a mental patient or something. You don't want to be angry at things that make you angry, right? That's bipolar now. You don't want to be depressed about being depressed. That's depressed now, And really, what is depression other than just something bad happened and it's difficult to deal with?
That.
Right.
That's what I love about depression. Depression's easy to change. It's a state of mind.
It can be.
Yeah.
But it can also be a vicious cycle, because especially with depression and anxiety, the constant train or locomotive of words going on. Boom, 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 boom. You never really have, oh yeah, nice one. Oh, see?
Yeah,
Show it off.
Shut the mind off, folks. There you go. Just shut it off.
That's a body point for anxiety and apparently rampant thoughts. So there you go.
And it will also help you to sleep.
There you go. How long do they hold it for?
15 to 20 minutes.
Are they pressing in or up?
No, they pressing kind of up.
Kind of up?
Yeah, just kind of up, where your hand will go kind of up a little bit, because what you're doing is relaxing that. So the whole forehead and everything, people will at times, what I usually do with people, may I show on you?
Yeah, but can we wait a second?
Yeah.
We got involved in something pretty deep here. Yeah, I don't want to take away from it. The emotional training aspect being viewed as something to be treated by medicines. That's what we were talking about. And Ollie just gave us a non-medicine version, a non-Western version to treat yourself medically with your body point. How awesome is that?
It works. I do it a lot of times for people. I mean, they'll come and be like, if I'm getting ready for a massage or something and they're rambling, it's like, yes, sure, no problem. Yes, ma'am. No, or yes, sir, whatever, And next thing you know, man, they're just went limp. The mouth shuts.
Rock them to sleep.
Yeah. But you have to learn these points to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because the head shifts. And I love doing cranial sacral work. Because that opens up everything from both ends. And a lot of times I've had people flip-flopping on my table just by doing their neck and their head. I mean, literally limbs flopping. And afterwards I said, you were flopping like a fish on my table. Really? I was. I was like, dude, your legs were going, your arms were flopping, they were just flying everywhere. I said, all I know is I'm relaxed. So that sometimes you do have unique experiences with other people.
Well, Sifu, did I hit you with that question good enough? Or that reiteration good enough?
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you want to look at it like that, you can look at the.
Talking
It's
about
like-
the emotional balance, everybody.
Yeah, so it's like if someone has a large laceration, right, a cut, like an aorta or something, right, and you take a Band-Aid and put on the top of it, that's not gonna do much.
Gotcha.
So that's basically the same thing as if you're like being prescribed medications to treat something. It's not really getting to the crux of the matter.
To treat something that can more likely than not
Right.
be treated effectively with deep breathing.
Well, some things require a specialist for sure. And even before you embark on any type of Qigong work, internal alchemy work, if you're known for having any type of mental problems or issues, you should consult with your doctor first. Because when you're really doing real work, the work that I'm talking about, it may bring up some issues. Because we go to the source of the issues. So what part of the brain is involved in those types of horrific scenes that are being played in people's minds?
Exactly.
It's at the brainstem.
Yeah.
So we have to go into the brainstem. But what they're doing, they're looking at the brainstem from the front of their brain, which is there to basically process and analyze things. We don't need processing and analyzing. We need to get in here and take care of where the issues at. The issues are in our tissues. So how do we get in here? We get in here with the proper meditation through the alchemy process. That's what the whole process is about. It's about balancing your life. Because when you can balance the back of your brain and the front of your brain, then you can see your thoughts and everything else more clearly. And now you can perceive information on a much higher level because your whole brain is working. And now life is what life is supposed to be. It's balance, it's harmony. It's no longer living in a fight or flight mode, stuck in the back of your head. Shoulders raised up to your head. Why do you think your shoulders up so high? All the tension in your lower jaw and in your face, all these muscles. So we do the physical exercises to release that. That's the releasing. That's just a little.
Yeah.
So
I've also noticed too, quite often, when people live around a big electrical where these power lines are going,
yeah,
they have problems because it's too much chi, too much energy.
too much. Way too
Also with heavy metals in their mouths, okay, whether they have implants or any kind of metal done to your mouth, okay, that affects the brain. That gives your brain aluminum toxicity. For every beer or any liquid that comes in a can, your body absorbs 4% of that aluminum toxicity. Okay? And guess where it goes? Two places, the brain and in the liver. Okay? Cilantro, you can get it in a grocery store, will help the brain to detox from the heavy metals. Give a person a detox their brain, okay, and also, if possible, detox their bodies, so that way, and use the cilantro to push all of this out.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, Sifu.
So what would be some indicators to someone who's maybe have a little too much of that on their brain? Is there any type of physical thing, signs? Or?
Yeah, they'll have constant talking but not making sense.
Like
Okay.
rambling ideas, rambling thoughts.
Just rambling. I mean, they'll have a lot of energy, but as soon as you find out, okay, where do you live? We had a lady in acupuncture college that was like that. She lived by power lines. And man, she was just always going and talking, but then after a while, she got to where it was just rambling. That's all
Right.
it was. And so the doctors there, my acupuncture doctors, were asking her questions and stuff. So she had a lot of heavy metals in her mouth. All right. She left, I think, for about 6 months. She moved from one place to another and went and had all of her dental redone. And when that lady came back, she was a total different lady, man. She was just nice and calm and, you know.
So she was out of balance on a mental level.
Yes. So all of that will get you out of balance in the mental aspect because of it.
It makes sense. It's to me, it seems like it's like an excessive amount of energy in the brain because our brains are using electricity anyway.
Yeah.
And if you give them extra because it's being attracted by these metals,
Yep. You're
it's going to
right.
cause some type of friction in there in that energy exchange. It
Yeah.
simply makes sense.
Well, see, Western medicine treats you as parts. All right. You got your ear, your eyes, specialist, your
Right,
podiatrist, so they treat you as pieces. In Oriental, they treat you as a whole. Okay. So, and then they treat what is your chief complaint. What bothers you the most, what's happening to your body, so they can get a better understanding. So they go in, they do their treatment, and over a period of time, your cancer disappears because they treated what was your problem. They didn't treat you for the disease.
Right.
And the chemicals that they come out with has side effects.
Talking about the Western world?
The Western medicine, yes, definitely. Ever since I was a kid, my dad, I would get sick. My dad would treat me with herbs. He'd make up his own formulas and give it to me. I didn't go to no doctors.
So what I'm hearing you lay down, Ollie, is that there's a lot more to finding your balance in a physical perspective than stretching, training Tai Chi, doing workouts, etc. You really want to be paying attention to your consumption.
Exactly.
That's the end.
Exactly. See, I've often wondered a lot of times why people are having these problems. How come I don't? And it dawned on me for many years, I've been able to, I do herbs. I did them every day, for many, many, many years. And now it's like you reach a different level in spirituality because it opens everything. You got to take care of the inside, okay? And you got to take care of the outside.
So let's say somebody out there who's listening to us right now does take pretty care of themselves herbally. They're drinking their teas, they're eating healthy. Maybe they don't eat healthy things 100% of the times. Maybe they do. What do you think somebody should start doing or could start doing on a daily basis to help themselves balance out spiritually, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or meditative?
Well, meditative helps out a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Because you need to clear that mind.
Right. Plus, it's physical, emotional, and mental because when you're inhaling, expanding the lungs, your lungs are a muscle, everybody. At least they work like one.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You also have to have like a proper diet.
Right.
Okay,
Right, yeah.
proper eating if possible.
Right.
I know from...
And that includes water, everybody. That includes water.
Yes.
When was the last time you had a cup of water? Was it tap water? Was it 7 pH or higher? Did it have the minerals in it? Sorry for taking that from you.
That's quite all right. I
brother.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for it.
Yeah.
People needed to know things like that. But in Eastern medicine, your body's treated as a whole. That's why you have your Qigong, your Tai Chi, your herbal,
Right.
things of that nature to help to reach that spiritual aspect within yourself. Like I said, I've been doing herbs all my life, and there are things, thank you.
I'm good, bro. I have
There
one.
are things that I have actually gone to another level of spirituality, and then I get to wondering, why is everybody saying this and this? But I realize, I go back and say, okay, what kind of medication are you on? I've asked people, have you seen the light? Oh yeah. Okay, my first thing to you is, what kind of drugs are you on? Because if you're on any kind of drugs, if you're seeing the light, you're hallucinating.
When you say drugs, you talking pharmaceuticals or recreation?
Pharmaceuticals, well, recreation is better, all except for, crack and stuff like that.
Right. But your concern is
Western-
basically, are they taking any type of prescription medicines?
Yes,
Right.
because that's what put toxicity in your body. The human body is not made for toxins, all right? That's why, like I said, I've been doing all of this all my life. Herbs, things of that nature. So I know what it's done for me and how the levels I've reached. And I talk to other people, and the reason why I can say that is because there's a book that was written by two doctors that had said that Western medication, people that are taking it, is like a herd of cattle going to a slaughterhouse.
Wow.
Now, when two doctors that write this book and say that, I agree with them.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, in order for me to have reached that level, all I've done was herbs all my life. And like I said, when they said that, oh, what drugs are you on? You're hallucinating, because that's what you're doing. Because if you come with side effects, okay, people, come with nausea, headache, blurred vision, vomiting, diarrhea. Come on now. With all these side effects, how can you be pure in nature? How can your body be pure on the inside to reach that level of spirituality?
Sounds like a bad hangover. If you think about it.
does.
Somebody that really took some drugs.
Yeah.
The same effects.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
they just name it something differently.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have to bring our internal, you're talking about the internal alchemy, basically.
Yes. Yes.
And in order to do that, that's going to be a major contributor to bringing our body into balance.
It definitely needs it, believe me. And that's for anybody. You know, like I said, I'm speaking for myself. I've been a massage therapist for around 20 years or more. I still work on people. I don't have any problems. But to know that I had reached a higher level of spirituality questioned me. I question these things, you know. I'm like, how can I do this when other people can't? So when I get into that aspect of it, that's when I question them about different things. I'll just barely touch on a subject about spirituality to see what their reaction is. And then I'll say, okay, are you on any kind of medication? And for what? You know, tell me what it's for. And then that tells me right then and there that you can't properly function and reach a spirituality level doing things that's going to keep you down, that's going to give you side effects. With all of these side effects, how can you spend that time to reach that spirituality?
Wow, yeah, so this actually reaches into a whole nother realm beyond medicine, well into like gluten-free diets. You know, there are a lot of people out there who have gluten intolerances to the degree where they actually create or promote some mental disability within themselves by consuming gluten unknowingly, unbeknownst to themselves, until after the fact they take gluten out of their diet. So aside from being careful of the medications that you guys are taking and the possible side effects, definitely you don't want to be taking an extra medication for a side effect from a medication. I highly recommend never taking medication for side effects of other medications. But the food that you eat, start dialing some things out of your diet. See if it makes you better. Start drinking more water and less coffee, or more tea instead of coffee. Things that are actually supposed to have some health benefits for you. And personalize it too, you know, don't take what's good for everybody else. For example, I think it's fenugreek and fennel seed. They call the combination of these two things mother's milk. And it's because it helps mothers lactate. So it helps them produce milk when they're having babies. You know, we can supplement ourselves so well on a physical level that it actually becomes an addiction to supplement yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes out of balance.
Right, exactly.
All comes back to this idea of balance. Now, I love my stimulants, guys. You've probably just seen me take down this deer antlers and red ginseng. Yeah, I've been loading up on this stuff for the last couple weeks. I also love my caffeine. So, you know, it's I've got some things to think about myself. Sifu, you've been awfully quiet over there.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Just soaking it all up?
Yeah.
Just taking it all in. Okay. All right.
But it does take a lot of work and a lot of practice to maintain that healthy state,
Yeah.
you know, and to keep from going off the path once you get onto it, because people are going to freak out on you, you know, why can you do this and I can't? You know, so it's
Yeah.
a lot of things in that nature that, but if you keep your body pure on the inside, okay, you reach that spirituality quicker by the herbs will help you, okay. That's what I have done for all of these years. And then, like I said before, it dawned on me, why are these people doing these things, or why can't they do these things? And I was able to do that, so I had to reflect and balance on myself on both sides. Okay, I've done herbs all my life, like I said before. They haven't. So they need to start a little at a time to adjust their stuff. I've had a lady to come in to see me one time at my shop who was on 30 different kinds of medication. 30. All right, when she first came to me, she was on a walker. The second time she came to me, she was on a cane. The third time she came to see me, she walked in on her own. So we sat down and I says, okay, how many kinds of medication are you on? And she told me. I was like, and I would ask her, what are these for? What do you do with it? What's this? What's that? And I slowly weaned her down just a little at a time, not all at once, just a little at a time. Replaced it with some infrasound powder, some colloidal silver, and that helped her to create her own balance. And then she was able to stop most all of them except for 2 by just doing certain things like that.
Nice.
So let me piggyback off of something that was said a little bit earlier in regards to the food that we consume. See, what a lot of people don't think about, and myself at one point didn't think about it either, not nearly as much as I do now, but everything that goes into our body, including the food that we eat, are very important, right? Because the food that we put in our body actually will give us some type of emotional response. All food, it triggers something in our body. So the first thing we want to do is start paying attention to the food that we eat and how our body responds. And it's so much information out there right now for anyone that's serious. It's very easy to get started just on that level, to start finding out, why am I emotional, or where are these emotions coming from? So we have to find out where are they, and then we have to find out how to approach the issue, and then we can get some results. It's like anything else, you know. If at one point I was addicted to drugs, and I was avoiding that issue. I was telling myself that I wasn't. But when I looked at myself and I said, Lester, you're addicted to drugs. And how did I know that? Because my inside world was out of balance, because it was a reflection of my outside world. When I looked outside, all I saw was disaster and chaos. That means my world is out of balance. But now, when I look outside, my outside is just as clear and just as beautiful as my inside. That means I have found balance. Now, we all have ups and downs, just like the emotions. The emotions come through us. We don't hold on to them. We let them go. Ups and downs come. We let them go. It's only another lesson. But we have to just start on a small level. See, people want to make these great leaps and bounds. You know, they hear the word spirituality. Well, what is spirituality? It's just being human. But the ability of the human has been put down on such a small level due to the fact of societal norms. Everyone is coming from the front brain, logical. It's all logical. The disconnection has been made. We got to get back into our brain that's located in the rear of our head, then those two brains will begin to communicate efficiently. Then we will begin to perceive life in a much more clear fashion. It's clear cut, but everybody don't know the how to. That's why we have Qigong practices. If it's a complete Qigong practice, you'll know this. This is why we have Tai Chi practices. If it's a complete Tai Chi practice, you'll know this. This is why we have all these different practices, yoga's included. You know, but people turn them into external forms where it stops on the physical level. That's fine. Everybody has to start somewhere. I started there. Just stretch. Start there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And clean your diet up.
Yeah. Anything that involves embryonic breathing.
Keep
And
it simple.
So easy to start, too.
And we all have issues in our tissues. We all do.
Yeah.
It's just part of being normal, part of being human. But we're superhuman, family.
That's right. Learn to do the venting. Get
Yeah,
all
there's
these
another one.
excess negative emotions out of your mind and out of your body.
Did you do a video on the venting on the YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So go look that video up, family, on Ollie's YouTube page. How to vent, how to release. Just doing physical movement with a breathing pattern is going to help you survive that difficult day. Use those tools, family.
It has helped me out many, many years and hundreds of times.
Through rough times.
And remember, a lot of you people doing massages and acupunctures, listen up. You guys are receivers. Okay, and what I mean by that, if you're doing some work on someone and say you're done with them and you're going somewhere to do some business, say like pay a bill or grab something to eat, and all of a sudden something mean that you comes into your minds, like hit that person on that bicycle. Like, where did that come from? That's not me. Well, you know that's not you. You wouldn't think about it. But you are a receiver from it coming in through the atmosphere, through the energy, the chi and all of that. You pick that up.
Right.
So people, vent. When you feel that coming on and these thoughts go through your mind, first thing to do is say, that's not me. Okay, I need to vent. Get this out. Where's this coming at? Because you're a receiver, you will pick these things up.
So how do we balance ourselves with our external environment? How is a balance interplay with myself and with my loved ones, with my family, with my co-workers, with my community?
I'm glad that you asked.
Balance.
For me, this comes back to the whole spiritual, physical, spiritual conundrum, right? If you want your external environment to be more smooth, then you better start paying attention to the algorithm going on with your thought processes. Every single morning, you have the same thought as soon as you wake up, whether you think you do or not. And if you start paying attention to it, you'll start paying attention to the tone of voice that it comes across in. And one of the best ways to start training this or gaining this awareness that I just brought to your attention is every single morning, wake up, and as your feet hit the ground, as you wake up, get out of bed, tell yourself that today is going to be a great day. Whether or not you think it really is, just say somehow at the end of it, if not, and you'll start to see over the days that the dialogue in the morning changes. And this will wake up your awareness of it. But what I really wanted to bring to you guys more so than that is paying attention to your thought processes, okay? We all have an algorithm that we think throughout the day. I believe they call it neuropeptides. It's supposed to be the food. Yep, the food of the brain. Your brain tells your body what emotions it wants to feel based on your cycle.
I don't think they heard you.
Oh, your brain tells your body what emotions it is expecting and wanting because your brain is wired to be programmed.
Yes.
Wow.
It wants what you give it on a routine basis.
Now, who else knew that?
Hardwired.
Yes.
Who knew that, family? That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
super powerful.
Yeah, you definitely.
I use it all the time. I go in the mirror and I talk positive talks to myself.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
And I say my name.
Nice. Yeah, I talk to myself in third person. Peyton, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
I'm my own best parent. Peyton, what?
I'm always rewarding myself.
That's the way to do it.
Man, you're doing so good, man.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it, man.
This is the kind of self-talk that I need to start training myself with now.
Yeah, and then I do that. I do that too.
So there you go, family. That is one of the practical exercises for the mental training.
Simple.
Get in the mirror. Get in your mirror.
It's simple.
Get in your mirror and tell yourself something
Positive.
good that you
gonna
like.
Be a beautiful day.
I don't even say it's gonna be. I say it
is.
is. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
It is a beautiful day already.
Hey, Peyton, I see you on that video. You got some beautiful golden locks.
I love that hair. I get nice and
Black is the new gold.
curly on the tips.
Yeah. I'm a very vain person, so I can just physically compliment myself, and I'm happy.
So how about the we talked about, well, we could also include the meditations being inner alchemy, and to me that's one of the big ones, and people seem to run away from it, and I can't imagine being able to do any of the real work without that.
You know, I think it's so funny because,
To be honest,
I feel like people kind of tuck tail every time imagination
they
is
don't
brought
know
up.
what it is. I
Well,
think they're
a
afraid
lot
of it.
A lot of the times they say, "Well, I don't have the time."
Ah.
Right? When I first started all of this, I had set the time, okay, and if I went past that time because I
Right.
had something else to do, no problem. When I get up of a morning, that is my time. I get up an hour to 2 hours before,
Right.
so I can get into the full training to be ready
For the day.
For that day,
Yes, that's how
Yeah.
I approach it as well, my brother.
Yeah, an hour, 2 hours.
And you're gonna
early.
love it after you start doing it.
Oh, Sifu, after doing all these Qigongs and
Once you-
meditations and stuff of that nature.
Once it become
it's,
a habit, a routine,
automatic, yeah.
you're gonna love it. You're gonna want to go to bed early.
Yeah, I go to bed early. I get up between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. And I tell you what, I love my mornings.
Yeah, it's quiet.
I go outside, I have my little coffee, I sit down, I wake up, take a few sips, and then, kind of get the feel of everything, adjust it, and then I'd start into my Qigong.
The air is different. The air quality is different.
Yes.
So we
All
want to make sure that we're ingesting.
Hey, that's us.
We want to make sure that we're ingesting or inhaling high quality air, if possible, the best.
Yes.
The
Come on
best.
in, brother. I was just about
And
to
of course,
drop
it's
some
not the
bombs
best out
about
here
you.
right now. So we're taking in a lot of hard metals from the air that we breathe in. And Brother Ollie told us how to remove those hard metals by eating, what was it, cilantro, right?
Cilantros, yeah.
You just eat it raw?
Yeah, you can eat it raw. It's got a good taste.
Balance,
to
my
it.
brother.
Hold it
Balance,
and
my
pass it
brother.
back and forth with
The yoga ninja just showed up, fam.
All right.
Balance.
So now, since you're talking about pulling out metals, I just saw on
Come on in, my
TV last week, they have a foot bath that
Yes,
does that.
I've known about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks disgusting. Like
Yeah.
you put your foot in there
And
and
it pulls out all kinds.
yes,
of stuff.
it positively charges the water
Where you
with
get that from?
ions. You get online. It's on Amazon. He'll have the link for you later. I'll send it to him. Yeah, that's how. That's how they do it. That's how they do it, right?
Send it to Ollie.
Hey, yeah.
Send it to Ollie.
Come back to Tai Chi 36 and we'll have the link for you. So it positively charges the water. And so when it does that, it attracts all the negative ions.
Other way.
Other
Negative
way.
ions.
Negative
Right,
ions.
right.
Charges negative
It
ions.
charges negative so it can pull out
Right.
negative.
Pulls out the positive, and the positive has to do with the metals, I believe.
Oh, okay. Because I believe this one, it positively charges so it can pulls out
It adheres to the positive.
Yes.
the toxins.
Yes, that adheres to a positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
So,
go.
okay.
That's why it charges it negative.
Got you.
It comes in and joins because the toxins is a negative. Well, they join in with that positive.
Yes,
The
they
same
go to
thing
it.
is going
And
on
then
inside our body.
That's right, brother.
It's the same
That's
thing.
Right.
That's how our body operates.
See those 2 foot pads? I had
Yin yang.
gotten some. Got Peyton gave me 2 of them, one for each foot. Right. I wore them all day yesterday.
They're talking
wore 'em
about
that
foot
night.
pads, family. So you can put them on the bottom of your foot and help pull out the toxins.
I took them off yesterday, and you know what? They were still white.
What?
Damn,
Damn
mine
near.
What?
wasn't.
Yeah.
They were still
We're
white.
damn near white.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's doing
That's
so
good.
much breathing, bro.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he does.
That's
Do me a
good.
favor and
That's
close
really
that as much
good.
as possible.
They were
Not
still
completely.
white. I showed Peyton.
Wow.
You ain't gonna believe this. Look.
That's
Dang.
good. That's good.
He's right. I didn't believe him. I was sitting there. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm justifying it
Always
to
getting
myself.
verification.
I'm like, there's no way he doesn't have that many toxins. He must have just stepped around on him and pushed him back into himself or something.
Oh, my God.
Like, there's no way Ollie, you're just not that good, okay?
I'm awesome.
Stop it! You stop being too awesome.
We
for
are
yourself.
all awesome.
Yeah, no, that was good. No, that's really good.
Can't
That's
even
good.
see you over there. You're too high up.
Oh, sorry.
Balance, baby.
Because I would like to, get it for myself to pull it out because I want to
would
see
too.
what's
Korean
up.
store.
We used to do
You
that
think,
at our
you think they have it
shop.
right there?
Yeah, $15
Yeah.
for 8 of them. You need like
Oh, those,
4
yeah.
of them if you want to do complete both of your feet though. So
What?
it's really only like 2
patch.
rounds.
No, not the patch, man. I want to
The
put
water
I
bill,
want to put
yeah.
my. I want to
Yeah.
see the water turns. It's like, oh, look at this.
And you
Oh
can
my
feel
God.
it.
Yeah.
It's greasy.
Yeah. Oh, that. I want to feel that come out of
And
me.
you can smell it.
Oh, my God.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. We used to have one of them, and we put people off in there. Man, the water be crystal clear. About 20 minutes later, man, you see like green stuff floating to the top.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it looked
That's
like,
what I saw.
Looked like somebody. The
Yeah.
other toxins were like coffee that's been lightened up a little bit. You know, and you can see all this brown goop. and
I
stuff.
saw that the toxins weren't mixing together. Like when they came out, like certain toxins, it looked like oil and
They were
water.
separated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be if you think about it, because that stuff is coming out. It's coming from the thin epithelial tissue. Then below that, you got the
It
subcutaneous
goes
tissue.
deeper,
Then the
deeper,
fat
and
tissue,
deeper.
Man,
muscle
I was
tissue.
like, they're not.
How deep can it go? It's
If
going
there
all
was
the way.
like different spots, it was crazy. It was like
Yeah.
water and water patches throughout the water. I was like, how did something pull out of you and then separate outside of you? How polluted is that to be able to mix
Oh.
inside of you, and then when it comes out, it separates on its own?
That's worse than a toxic dump area.
Yeah.
Your body is worse than a toxic dump area. I mean,
I saw that.
We used to have one of those machines at our
Out of balance for so
Yeah.
many different reasons. So
Yeah.
where are all these toxins coming from, family?
Food, 100%.
Food. What about the air quality?
Yeah.
Water
Water.
quality. What about on a
And then just simply
Even-
not breathing properly because you're not breaking up the energy channels, and then
Yeah.
you're
That's true,
causing
so stagnation.
stagnation.
Right. Yeah.
so
It's
they
like
flow.
it's like pond water fishes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Pond water. The water is not flowing.
It's stagnant.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So the body's a replication of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see, now I really want to get that foot detox stuff now. Like,
Yeah.
really
If
now.
we can find the right one, I think on Amazon or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, you might be able to get them.
So
for like
detox the
$50.
body.
Yes.
Detox the body. Eat foods that get
Yes, they'll
flush that
detox.
stuff out. I think
Yes.
asparagus does something similar too, for removing
Beets,
toxins.
Well, once you
beets,
get
beets,
for
beets.
sure, huh? Beets for
Yeah,
sure.
beets.
Beets definitely help remove some stuff. Diet. People don't like hearing that word for some reason,
Yep.
but if you want change, you have to change your traditions. This is one of our traditions, our eating traditions.
And the breath too.
What about
breathing.
getting proper sleep? If the body is not
Yeah.
sleeping properly,
Yes.
the body doesn't detoxify properly.
That's true.
Exactly.
It also doesn't rebuild properly because the body rebuilds and restores itself at a particular time.
Yes.
If your brain is not going through that phase at that time, you're simply not restoring your body. So it's not reflushing, it's not replenishing, it's not restoring.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're bringing it
Exactly.
more and more into yourself. So proper sleep, family. What's your sleeping pattern like? They don't call it graveyard shift for nothing.
Yeah,
Marcus.
Yeah.
I like that word you just said. Pattern.
What is it, sir?
Pattern. Everything about balance is a pattern.
Did I say that?
No. But
No,
you
you
said the
said
word
pattern.
pattern.
Oh, okay. Yeah, usually when I'm talking, I get into the dial and I forget what I'm
I do
saying.
the same.
I just let the words go, my brother.
That's it.
There's no replay. It's live and direct for real.
That's it.
But it's always the truth.
This is not Memorex.
So what were we talking about?
Well, we're really trying to narrow in on balance. Right? Yeah, and I was actually just about to bring up next week's podcast. We're going to be hopefully having Marcus here with our good brother Paul to talk about developing the body as a container.
That's part of the balance system
Yes,
for sure.
it is.
Yes,
yes,
definitely.
it is.
Gotcha.
You gotta have the
Yeah.
container,
I sure
right?
hope you do.
You gotta
Are you
have
going
the
to be going
container, right?
physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual with it?
Of what?
Oh, whatever you were going to.
Well, where would you begin
Yeah,
a new person in regards to finding balance inside of your
Well,
teachings?
it all depends on them because my balance isn't your balance.
No, I'm saying just a new person shows up to a group class. What is it structured on?
Well, my class is mostly just structured on breathing and taking it easy. It's very
So
slow.
more physical.
It's more physical, and because I'm a more
Stretching.
physical person,
That's
and
true.
they also and there are other different yoga styles where you just sit and breathe for 45 minutes, and
breathing.
yeah, just a breath.
But
breath.
you'll be doing more movement. Or,
I do more movement.
Okay.
Movement is
Getting the
how
container
I
right.
get into my container. That's how I get into myself.
And that's probably going to be relevant for a lot of people too.
Yes, yes.
Like you're saying, you like to use your physical.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't remember how psychic that I was until after I lost my confidence with my vibrational sense and then regained it. And then I started having all these memories of being like a 3-year-old kid having psychic conversations with my little cousin about whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been psychic my whole life? This is ridiculous. But for me, Qigong brought me back to that from a physical point of really just working with the lungs and the breath while standing up, stimulating the blood flow in the legs. So yeah, I really did have a physical reawakening, I guess you would say.
So I would like to piggyback over that. So a lot of people, what you just described, may never experience what you just experienced.
Right.
So I would like to say, when you do the practice, don't have any expectations in regards to what the practice will give you, nor should you force anything to happen with the practice, because what you get will be very unique and very special to you. It's just a matter of using the technique or using the tools with no expectations. It's just a good exercise, and then take whatever the exercise brings you as a reward or a goal or a jewel.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't usually think of more work to do as a gem or something that's you've achieved in attaining, but it's so funny. As your practice develops, as long as we're talking about Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga, anything that involves embryonic breathing, we're talking about training the breath. And I don't know if anybody who doesn't actually practice breath work understands how many different aspects of the breath you can train and how many different approaches there are. For example, the Wim Hof breathing technique, where you train yourself to build up your CO2 resistance. So you do a series of breathing, you exhale before you hold your breath for as long as like 2 minutes. And this is the technique that people have used to break the world record in free diving. They just, 3 years ago, I think they broke the world record from like 5 or 6 minutes to 11. And since then, it's gone up to 15 minutes people are holding their breath for. All because of this Wim Hof CO2 breath training aspect. Then you've got Ollie's power breathing. It's meant to increase oxygen levels, and simultaneously, every single time you increase oxygen levels, you're decreasing CO2 levels. Depending on the exchange is what really matters. So Ollie's power breathing is meant to train the aspect of the breath that is increasing the oxygen levels as fast as possible, which inherently decreases CO2 levels. So, that's another aspect of training. Instead of training CO2 resistance, you're training O2 absorption. Yeah. Lung capacity is another one. That's the one that's most popularly trained in Qigong. Lung capacity, inhaling, expanding, exhaling, condensing. Getting that extra little bit of squeeze on the lungs and that extra little bit of stretch on the lungs over and over and over again. So that's 3 different aspects of the breath that can be trained in 3 very different ways, but they all benefit each other, just like physical approaches, mental, neuro-linguistic programming approaches, emotional training approaches in spiritual development, inner alchemy.
What people don't realize is if you watch a little baby from the time he or she is born, guess what? They'll always breathe from here until they reach a certain age, and then they switch to up here. So stay here in the low part. Do that breathing constantly.
And they say around, I think it's around age of 7 years old.
Yeah, something.
The breath starting to go
Start
up.
to breathing up, yeah.
Start breathing in the chest, and then get a little older, they start breathing in the throat. Get sick, then they start breathing straight from the mouth.
Yeah. But see, one of my lady friends, when her son
Got trouble now.
was young, she would listen to him. She'd go, Mom, there's Grandpa in here. Would see his grandpa. Little kid was psychic coming up because he always did that breathing. He could feel, but then when you, like I said, when you reach a certain age, 8 on up, we go here and we lose that psychic ability.
And why is that? What happens?
Because our breathing is switched. We no longer receive deep breathing unless you train yourself for that.
And usually it's a result of, once again, our societal norms have people living most of their life inside of the fight or flight mechanism, which is breathing from the higher parts of the lung, and also have them operating from the fight or flight mechanism. So the whole body is in that stage.
Not to mention, we're all taught and programmed to be societal.
Yeah.
We want a social life, and we're kind of raised thinking that, if I don't have a 6-pack abs, or if I'm a lady and I don't have a big caboose, or we get caught up in all these things, and it's terrible when you notice as a practitioner that all of these things we are trained from the time that we are young to believe are attractive go against proper posture assessment, go against optimal ways to breathe. We're always trying to breathe into our chests so that we can appear like we're skinnier to attract a mate that we're not gonna probably have the confidence to talk to because we don't even have proper blood flow going through our brains. So we're all just running around trying to look attractive for ourselves, and nobody's looking. Not even us. We're not even paying attention to ourselves, because if we were paying attention to ourselves, we wouldn't care about what other people felt about us. We would just want to feel good.
And we would know that we were breathing improperly.
Exactly. Well, I'll be more than happy to tell you, I'm rounded at the corners.
Yeah, there you go. It's so simple. It's so simple that it's ridiculous, even. Marcus, is there anything... I don't actually like, personally, speaking about physically balancing yourself. For whatever reason, it seems like such a broad and difficult topic to hone in on for me. You know,
Why?
I don't know why. I guess because I've spent so many years mentally balancing myself, using my mental balancing techniques to emotionally balance myself. I kind of think of them as one and the same, and I've just never had to physically balance myself out from my perspectives. You know, it's never been a...
Well, it's another plane of existence. So you can't just like you can't negate your mental, you can't negate your physical, you can't negate your spiritual, you can't negate your emotional.
How would you describe being physically balanced?
Me personally, it's not about me, it's about what you are looking for. Me as a martial artist, I am looking for something that a football player may not be looking for.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And even as a yogi, there's a balance where I had to choose between martial arts and as a yogi, and I have to find like a good balance in between the two and work with that. But all about your perspective and what are you looking for as a person. And then there you will find the balance that you seek.
Gotcha. So yeah, it really is an individual practice at the end of the day, no matter what kind of balance you're seeking. Or how you have to get there.
This is true.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty similar to the Tai Chi philosophy.
Yes. One of the reasons I like Tai Chi is because meditation is complete stillness. So that's what Tai Chi is like, you know. This is stillness in motion. I was like, okay, I can dig that, stillness in motion, you know. So, you know, you're still moving, but you're still meditating, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know, and and for me, that would stop me from getting to samadhi, you know, to try to get to the bliss, because I move more physically. So I can get there through the physical portal, you know. So other people like to get there through the breath. That's their portal to get there.
Right.
You know. So it's just it's just a preference of you, what you like, and what calms you down.
Yeah, actually, I had a similar experience. I tried to meditate for 3 years. And I say tried because I was trying. I failed. I failed every single time. I would just put myself to sleep. And I always had this habit. I would go to meditate at around noon or 3 p.m. And I had this knowing that I needed meditation and it was going to fix my anxiety. So I attempted to do it, but I didn't actually know how to meditate. And it did not occur to me that somebody would have to teach me how to sit down and breathe. That was a preposterous notion to me, so I was completely closed off to the idea. And then, like I said earlier, I accidentally discovered spirituality through Qigong, or I should say rediscovered. And that was just, that was amazing, you know, because it took me away from that sitting down. It didn't put me to sleep anymore because I was standing up. I'm deep breathing. I knew the
That's how you got
breath.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and with the meditation, I literally couldn't close my eyes.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
like close my eyes. I was like, hey, like I had to know what is going on. Like, I didn't feel comfortable closing my eyes. You know,
Damn.
that's another subject for another time. But but seriously, like the closing of the eyes, like just be settled within yourself. That was hard for me for a long time.
Damn.
Everybody start where they at. That's why you said that. Got to start where you at. Come as you are, family.
So you'll definitely be here next Saturday, won't you, Marcus?
I think I have something planned. That's why I was like, it's a training. So
I thought you were gonna hit me with a. I think I'll definitely be here.
nah, it's another training with the comedic yoga that I'm doing. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's not Paul, is it? Oh, okay. Oh,
that's
so I'm gonna be running a show with Paul without you?
yeah, don't worry, dude. He's very deep on his meditation.
Oh,
so
I already know.
You,
I want to have both of you guys so I can be like, okay, physical yoga guy, what about this question? Okay.
Wait a minute, you're the Qigong guy, and that's like the same thing. It's the same
You think
thing.
so? But
Yeah.
it's the same, but it's not.
Just like yoga's
my
the same
energy
as that.
containers are batteries. His energy container is his skin body, and I'm like, okay, so like I get it. It's got the same sort of approach.
Explain the battery and then explain that because from what I understand, that is what I'm cultivating when I do yoga. That is what I'm cultivating. I'm cultivating my own chi, my prana.
Gotcha.
And then instead of just storing it right here, it goes throughout my body. It wakes up my whole entire body. That's why I always have to yoga before I do anything. And then that's one of the ways I strengthen the container by constantly pushing the prana through there.
Yeah. Okay. So the difference between charging up a battery and priming the container, the body, is really the focus. So when you're training your yoga, your focus is on stretching this from that and this to here and feeling this sensation.
Yeah, feeling the connection. Yeah, and feeling the connection from one point to another and flow the energy through.
So you're feeling from point A to B in between.
Yeah.
Right? With Qigong, you're drawing stuff
from
something into something and then through something into something.
Got you.
So it's
you're pulling from different sources. You're pulling energy from the air and from the ground.
Right,
I'm working with energy within myself.
We're both working with forces of three, interestingly enough, because you're focusing on
mind, body,
stretch
spirit.
beginning, stretch end, and then stretch between. I'm focusing on earth chi,
you see?
Stretch earth chi up, heaven chi,
you see?
Guide chi.
That is a better definition. Mind, body, and spirit is what yoga is about, like connecting those 3 points. And so I know what's going on within me, but pulling in the energy from the earth and from the ground. Got you.
Yeah.
You see, that's a different modality. Got you.
Yoga is kind of like the Qigongs that are used for opening up the energy flow of meridians.
Yes.
The body.
The nadis is what they're called. Yes.
So I've got a Qigong that's specifically made for martial artists to help promote energy flow through all the meridians throughout the body, but specifically storing and charging up the root, the dantian, and the belt channel.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about that Qigong is it's very light on the actual energy movements. It's very physical, in other words. So we're still doing all the Qigong things with the visualization and everything. But this is actually the first Qigong that I came across that has a move that has absolutely no energetic application whatsoever besides what you attach to it yourself. And it's the little sword finger stretchy.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
This is the best, probably the best Qigong exercise. Yep, I know, I'm sword fingering you guys. One of the best Qigong moves that I've ever come across, and yet it has nothing to do with drawing the earth chi up or sinking the heaven chi down. It's just...
That feels like a yoga move because like you're connecting every point, especially when you're arcing like that.
Yeah.
You know, so that looks like more like you're you're working within yourself more than anything on that particular.
Right. So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yoga container versus energy dantian building?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Because like I said, mind, body, and spirit, but you're pulling in energy.
Right. So
I'm working
super excited to learn about Mr. Man and his energetic yoga container. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I've never actually been excited to learn yoga, but now I've got two of the best teachers ever.
Dude.
I've got Mr. Yoga Ninja number 1 and Mr. Yoga Ninja number Mystic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. Super awesome. Actually, I was talking to Sifu about this earlier today. I hate to put you on the spot, but I actually love it. Just don't tell you. How would you feel about doing a yoga for martial artists class once a week?
Okay.
Or once a strong. That's right, because we don't do
We
weeks anymore.
do strong.
Yeah. All right. What day would you like to start doing that?
Where will we be? We here?
Here, yeah, here for sure.
Mondays?
Mondays?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll do it right after the picture.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll do it right after the picture.
All right, you guys. Monday.
Yeah.
What time?
At the House of Tai Chi 360. What time? 3:30. We'll say 3:30. And we won't be shy about going on long because we're just waiting for 5 o'clock traffic to die down at that time, anyways.
Yeah. That'll be fine.
Yeah, nice. I love it. So we'll let you know if anything goes awry. You know, when you're first dialing in new processes.
We making it open, or that's gonna be open or exclusive?
Oh, let's do it open for now. Let's do it open for now. You know, why not? Why not make it public and then later on we can.
Especially I'm gonna be here on Tuesday. I mean on Mondays and Thursdays. So yeah, especially definitely one of those 2 days we definitely need to solidify
Yeah, when
that.
you're here.
That's
Yeah,
true.
solidify that.
I would really like to fill up more spots on a schedule and actually have you and Paul at the same time doing a podcast.
Okay.
You know, because at least with me now, with my new interest in developing my body's container as a yoga energy guy, just the difference in the systems is obvious, and it seems apparent to me that stretching is something I've been putting off for a long time, and that's how I can be more physical to be more spiritual. So I know that for a fact.
And you could put more of your chi throughout your body because you have a different understanding.
Yeah.
If you have a different, that's why I'm taking Tai Chi. So now, you could pull in the energy that with the Tai Chi modality, but now the yoga modality, I know where to go with it.
Nice.
So that's what I would like to do.
Nice. And how it flows better. Yeah.
And pull it all in, and now you'll be able to
There you
be
go.
the connection point between heaven and earth.
He's got some city highway meridians. I've got some country highway meridians. He's got 3 lanes. I've got 2.
So yeah, that's what. So
I've
it'd
got
be
big
good.
city centers though. I can't speak for his.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
okay.
Right. Yeah, you all right.
But no, that'll be excellent. That'll be excellent.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Hey, do you offer any like one-on-one services online right now? Can
No.
people book with you?
Yes. I'm sure my man right here. He'll set all that up.
I will. Yeah, it's true.
It's true. I'll set it up. Just set it up and we'll go from there. I got access to Wi-Fi in the yoga studio, so
Nice. We'll call it. I'm gonna specifically call it like a yoga for fighters. Yeah,
Okay.
or yoga for men.
yeah,
or
martial
yoga
arts.
for martial
Oh
artists.
yeah. We gotta do
You
yoga
heard
for
me.
men too.
You heard me.
Yeah, for regular guys.
Yoga for men.
Yoga for regular guys. You don't have to be a super martial artist, a Tai Chi guy, Qigong guy to do yoga. You could be a regular ass dude.
We are not training to
No.
make our butts look good.
No. And truth be told, like one of these body disciplines, I think, should be just something regular people should have because just especially as a longevity thing too. Because
Absolutely.
you see the old guys like the ones that used to lift weights heavy. It hurts me to say this, but like Ronnie Coleman, like man, it always brings a tear to my eye because he's the man, But man, to look at him now, like to know what he did to get him to that level, just destroyed his body, all the surgeries and all this stuff. He could barely like walk now, and this is like 8-time Mr. like Olympia universe. Like he passed Arnold's record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
He
but
didn't think he was here for a long time.
but man, and it shows like doing stuff like Qigong, like yoga, like what's his name? Diamond Dallas Page, DDP yoga. Yeah.
Diamond Dallas Page,
And he all those wrestlers that messed up, man. Like the Scott Halls and stuff that messed up, bro. And he used the yoga to help rehabilitate them. So doing things like Tai Chi, yoga, and Qigong, especially as we get older, is something that everybody should get
Familiar with.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons I did, because God, if I was your age, I wish I would have got started when I was your age, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm
what's
gonna
stopping
start.
you?
Yeah, so I was
Stopping
like,
you
okay,
now.
so that's what I did it, because the old people kept saying, I wish I was your age, and I was like,
I got something on that.
what's that?
It's actually an imagination technique that's pretty popular amongst trained athletes and it's actually a learning technique. It's to help you learn more. And it is imagination based. And it's probably the single-handed most effective thing you could do to train yourself starting right now, no matter what you want to achieve. Think of something that you want. Whether you want it desperately or not is irrelevant. Whether it's just a whimsical thing, fine, okay. Now, what's getting in your way, really, of you getting that thing? Is it just time? Is it some money? Is it XYZ, XY? Now stop. Imagine that you are 4 times more capable of getting past any obstacle that gets in your way of that attainment. And now, imagine after the fact, it turns out it was even 4 times easier than you thought it was in the first place. And just doing this, either end, you can either imagine it's 4 times easier over and over again, or you can imagine that you're 4 times more capable over and over again, or you can simply imagine the version of yourself that would be supremely confident and charismatic in that difficult situation that you find yourself in. And then smile and breathe like that person or that version of yourself. And just imagine that it's 4 times more possible for you to be that person.
All right.
Yeah.
You should watch anime called My Hero Academia, because you sound just like the main hero.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Mike, you always smile in the face of danger.
That's because danger is hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm 4 times better, at least.
At least. At least.
So that's a good way to put it. That's good. That's good.
I mean, it's not about making other people insignificant or less important than you. It's about
Make yourself better.
telling your psychology that there is no obstacle until there's something actually in front of you. Not allowing your mind to create things that aren't even there. For example, I personally haven't caught coronavirus. I don't even like the word because I probably have used it a handful of times over the last couple of years. I just don't give it my attention. And it works out beautifully for me. I don't know, maybe I was going somewhere special with that.
No. Just don't let it own you and control you.
Well, it's 4 times weaker than I thought it was anyways.
That's that mental exercise. No, I just don't let it own me and control me. I go outside. I'm a very active person. I go outside. I train martial arts. I work out.
So you're telling me you're 4 times stronger than you thought you were in resilience to this
At least.
pandemic?
At least.
Oh man, at least.
At
Did
least.
you hear him, guys?
At least.
Did you hear him?
At least.
Did you
I would
hear
say-
him?
I truly believe. But honestly,
Yeah.
truly, I honestly truly do believe that,
Yeah.
because I just refuse to just submit to something, especially
Submit to an idea that's never
an
actually existed in your world.
idea.
Yeah.
And you know what the definition of power is? To get someone to play your game by your rules.
Huh. Interesting. That could be one of the kung fu sayings that I like to fall back on is.
Yeah.
That's that false power, though.
Yeah, it is.
It works.
But it.
In kung fu, Chinese way, we call that strength.
Mhm.
It shows your true strength to show power over others.
Mhm.
But it shows true power to have power over yourself.
Self. There you
That
go.
is
Yeah.
true power.
There you go.
That's balance.
Yep, that's balance.
That's balance.
Because you can't control anybody but yourself.
Yep.
That's real balance.
I can influence people real quick. All I have to do is sit outside of a store and then people automatically assume I'm homeless because of this rockin' beard that I've got, and they start giving me dollars. And I'm like, I don't want your money, I'm meditating. And they're like, why are you sitting here, you strange hobo? And I'm like, man, I got nice clothes on, I got this nice backpack, I got good things waiting for me. Why are you giving me this dollar?
It's
'Cause they're
perception.
looking at you and they're judging
It's
you.
perception. Like if you were to wear a white robe and sandals, I mean,
And they would not give me the dollar.
I just want to touch his robe to feel the power. Yeah, so it's all about perception.
My little purple sash.
It is.
So I think we kind of covered physical ways to promote balance. You know, we went over diet, we went over stretching, opening up the gates with Tai Chi very briefly. I don't think we really got into that too much. You want to talk a little bit more about stretching, opening up? No? All right, we got into exercise, clearly exercise, anything physical, yoga, that's going to promote some physical wellness. We got into the mental aspects of training, neuro-linguistic programming. You know, this is probably the single-handed best piece of mental training that you could put in besides the imagination technique that I just shared with you.
That was a good one.
Yeah, for results in every single aspect
That was a
of
good
your
one.
life. You know, if you had a cheerleader in your head who was always like, yeah, you do that awesome thing, man. Yeah, you're so cool when you do those things.
Oh, Mickey, you so fine. You blow my mind. Hey,
You
Mickey.
heard it. That's my ego. That's my ego in my mind yelling at me like, yeah, please go. Man, I just love it. I love every second of it. But neurolinguistic programming is basically just a really poorly trained cheerleader.
Yeah. But no, you what you're saying is true because we have negative talks with ourselves all the time,
Right.
and especially
Right.
like if sometimes we had like when you were growing up, you maybe had like a very disapproving voice growing up. You may still hear that voice even today. You know, what, like you know when you mess up, you're just like,
Right.
stupid.
Right.
You
It's
know,
not even about the words all the time. It's about the tone.
Yeah.
Yes, especially with your self-talk, everybody. And especially first thing when you wake up.
and that's an NLP right there. So now you are constantly used to disrespecting yourself in a neuro-linguistic programming way, but in the opposite way. You're going that way.
Yeah.
Which is still attached to some type of feeling. 'Cause
Yeah, it's still attached to some type of feeling.
Yep.
either a good feeling or a bad feeling. And that's what we store in our body.
Yeah.
The body remembers.
Oh, all he said our mind got millions of books in there. It's like,
Yeah,
you got to
it's
keep
like
opening
a-
up the books.
Giant
Yeah.
library with over 1 million rooms and over 1 million books in each one.
And the messed up part is the brain actually remembers negative things 10 times more because the brain is wired to learn. And we don't learn subconsciously in vast amounts from feeling comfortable.
No, you don't.
Why would you need to learn anything when you're feeling comfortable, especially because you've been conditioned to learn for 6 hours out of the day and then go home and not learn?
Yeah, because you already did enough of that.
Yep, exactly. And then by the time you're 18, I just spent the last XYZ amount of years. I don't like learning. I've actually come across people who've told me learning hurts their brain.
Well, learning hurts their brain. Learning, I will say, please excuse my French, learning the shit you don't want to learn will hurt your brain.
Yeah, all right.
But learning the shit you want to learn, my God, that's so good.
For anybody to tell me that learning hurts their brain,
Yeah.
I'm just like...
You see, and they're not learning, and they look at learning from a school format. They're not looking at learning for research. And then when you research, you have a question, you're like, man, I'm going to find out this. No, this is... And you get excited finding the research to your questions, which oftentimes lead to another question.
That's true.
You know?
That's very true, yeah.
But that's when you do your own self-research. And when you do your own self-research, somebody can come around and be like, I'm listening and I'm hear you, but sometimes, like, for instance, with you when I first met you, he was saying certain key words that I recognized through my research. You know how they say real recognize real? It's like, he's looking mighty familiar. You know, because of the research and the things that he said, the overlapping concepts from my other experiences that I've known to be true. So those type of things, they all intersect.
Right. You can't, what is it, for whatever reason, that reminds me of this saying, raised by wolves. You can't expect anybody to act outside of what they think is best in any given situation.
We used to always say, bless his heart, he don't know no better. He don't know no better. You raised by wolves, so he don't know no better. Just he was raised by wolves.
Pass,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's a really important and
Bless his heart, he don't know no better.
that's a pretty important and scary note, actually. You know, the whole raised by wolves thing, because people don't even realize that they're getting raised to be abusive.
Nope, not at all.
The whole time that they're being abusive.
And guess what you do when you don't know, and then you have sex, and then you have kids? Guess what you do? You pass that shit on.
Hey, kids, guess what I do whenever somebody does something I don't like?
Yeah, you get it. Where you get it from? You get it from your dad, and you put it in your son, and then he does the same
Hey,
thing.
you 2-week-old baby!
Yeah. And then it was certain things like, certain things I do just like my father. It's like, what the hell did that come from? You know, it's like just my dad. You know, so and then sometimes it wasn't needed. Sometimes it was definitely needed. But to be aware of that's in me and how to gauge it is the awareness of it. And then I get to choose what I want to do with that characteristic. And when I have a son, when I start acting like, hey, come here, I know what to do to guide him.
Hey, nice.
So just having that type of awareness in that. But if you don't know, you just pass it on and pass it on and then pass it on. So now, and then, you hook up with another traumatized chick. Y'all both have traumatized kids. You pass the trauma on to them, and then they grow up and and repeat the process.
So the moral of this story is, don't be attracted to trauma.
Yeah. Oh my God. You see, y'all think it's funny. Everybody knows everybody saw the internet joke about women named Tiffany. Like that's the friend zone. I mean, that's the fun zone. You don't want to stay there. You don't want to live there. Always be aware of who you with, aware of what you've been grown to, and how you want to change from it.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that part about the Tiffany, like you said.
Oh yeah.
Can you say that again?
Tiffany's. There's a time. Sorry about that.
Oh, are we popping?
Yeah.
Are we popping off?
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, time's up.
Are we cool yet? Are we cool, everybody? All right.
We got off balance a little bit, but
Yeah.
We're 30 minutes on time, everybody. We're 30 minutes
Remember,
on time.
We gave y'all extra.
we got off balance.
Are awesome!
Tai Chi 360 family.
Peace, everybody. Hey, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out our Twitch.